Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Linn-Mar High School, home of the Linn-Mar Lions. Tonight, the Linn-Mar girls varsity team is going to be playing Waterloo West. Both teams have a 6-4 record, but the big thing for Linn-Mar tonight is Shanice Cheatham, one of the star players for Linn-Mar, is going to be out for the entire season with an ACL injury at the last game at Iowa City West. Michael, what do you see? How do you see the Linn-Mar team bouncing back from an injury like that?
Well, it's tough because she wasn't scoring a ton of points, but she was really our big rebounder. So the thing to watch is how many offensive rebounds will we give up? Is that going to affect us on the offensive rebound side? So I think we'll really get a good feel to how they're going to go after that injury.
And with Linn-Mar ranked number 12 in the state in the Class 4A division, along in Waterloo West ranked number 16, how do you see both teams playing out in tonight's game?
Well, it's definitely an important game because I think it's top 8 go to state.
Yep, I believe so.
Right now, they all need to up their records a lot. So a 6-5 record to start out the season is not the way you want to start to go to state. But a 7-4, and then you string a couple wins together, and then you're 10-4, 11-4, and you're looking a lot better. So, I mean, it's definitely tough if Linn-Mar or Waterloo loses to get it's definitely a tough road ahead for either team.
And Linn-Mar, after losing its last 3 games to Prairie, an out-of-conference game to Quincy Notre Dame, and Iowa City West. All these teams have something in common. They're all very tough opponents. They all found how to get into Linn-Mar's mind whenever they're playing.
Yeah.
And then Waterloo West, they've only lost to Kennedy, Iowa City West, Prairie, and Dubuque Hempstead. And how do you see these teams sort of playing against Linn-Mar later in the year?
Sorry, folks, we have a pep band right behind us, so we really can't hear each other for the next 5 minutes because pep band goes absolutely crazy.
And with Linn-Mar being able to score about 48 points a game and Waterloo West scoring about 57 points a game, Michael, how do you see both teams playing out in this game with those kinds of scoring averages?
Well, Linn-Mar definitely revolves around scoring, while Waterloo West is going more, opposite. They don't score a lot of points, but Waterloo West is definitely not as defensive oriented as Linn-Mar is. So it's kind of just they play different styles, so it'll be interesting to see who wins out in that type of competition.
And then when you look at players individually for Linn-Mar, Michaela Brandt, that's the first name that'll pop out. She's a junior. She only missed 1 game this season due to a concussion that she suffered on a personal related issue. And she's come back and she became the point leader for the Lions. How do you see her as a leader on the court?
Well, especially after Shanice Cheatham, we lost a lot of leadership, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to step up, and it's definitely important for our lead scorer to play a leadership role.
So now that Shanice Cheatham is out for the rest of the season, it'll be Alexis Livenguth, the backup center's job to take her spot. Do you see her as really filling that void as what Linn-Mar needs underneath the basket?
It's tough because the way Cheatham play, you can't really replace that. But she definitely plays a different style, a lot more offensive type of minded. So that does bring a slight advantage. We're gonna have some more scoring from that spot possibly. But defensive rebounding is what I really want to be watching. Will she be able to, get all those rebounds that Cheatham was getting. Because if we give up too many offensive rebounds, give them 2, 3, 4 chances, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to win if that happens.
Yeah, that'll be really tough if Alexis Limenguth, the 6'2" junior center, can't get underneath the basket and take those rebounds. And to me, she seems like she plays a little bit of tentative basketball. Like she's a little nervous when she's underneath the basket. But once she has the ball in her hands, she knows exactly where it needs to go and gets it off to the point leaders, Courtney Major and Michaela Brandt. This is definitely also a junior-driven team. How do you see this affecting next year?
Well, next year, obviously, we'll have 4 or 5 seniors, so that'll help. But this year, the problem was Cheatham was our main senior. So now we're going to have really no players that have really been here before, which is a lot tougher. So it's definitely going to be different with no players that have been on this level before. Cheatham was our biggest leader on the court.
And let's take a look at the Waterloo West side real quick. Zinka Durick, a senior, she's averaging up 18 points a game. And then also sophomore Blair Thomas, averaging about 18 points a game as well. How do you see two different, but two same athletes on the court affect Linmar's defense?
Well, it's tough because Zinka Durick is not as good, at shooting inside the arc, but she can drain them on 3 because she takes so many. She's taking like 3, 4 games. So, and she's making probably 2 or 3. So, but then with Blair Thomas, she doesn't shoot a lot of 3s, but she's shooting 63% from the field, which is incredible. Like, no one on either side comes close to that that's taking more than 10 shots. So they play different styles, but they both, in the same way, get the job done.
And then also, when you look at another sophomore for Waterloo West, there's a lot of sophomores on this team, actually. There's a total of 3 sophomores on the team, and there's not a single one for Linmar, which is a surprise to me. But Haley Pook, I didn't mean to mispronounce her name there. But she's averaging 12.8 points a game, so about 13 points a game, and that could really affect how Linmar plays as well. They have 3 pretty decent all-around players out there.
Yeah, and that's great, but the problem is it's really, I hate to go NBA reference, but it's really tough. That's the problem with the Heat. You have 3 big scorers, but if you look, it's 4 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 1, like
for
half a
everyone
point.
else on the team, yeah.
So, where else is the production going to come from? If there's a 4th person, it's going to be near impossible for Linmar to stop this offense.
So, what about Rachel Thrun? I see that she's not even dressed out for tonight. I wonder if something's up with her. I personally don't know what's happened to her. All I know is the Shanice Cheatham incident.
Yeah.
But since Rachel Thrun seems to be out, who would be taking her spot?
It's tough because there's another problem. You have another big player scores some points. 5 points a game. Those aren't important points. You could lose a game by 4 points, and then where's those 5 points coming from? So it's definitely tough. While Waterloo West has 3 huge scorers, 18, 18, 13. Linmar's actually has the opposite problem. We have a lot of scorers that score, 4 or 5 points a game. So we're a lot more depth, but we don't really have, besides Michaela Brandt, that real star on the court that obviously Waterloo does.
And based on overall stats for both teams in entirety, Waterloo West does much better at the free throws and the shooting percentages, but Linmar seems to do a better job at the 3 points. Why does Linmar always seem to go for more 3 points than regular shots?
Well, they're averaging about 12 3-pointers a game, and they're making about, 4 or 5. So they're definitely shooting more threes. It's definitely an offense that's really looking oriented around jump shots, not about cutting to the basket and then maybe kicking out every once in a while. So they play different styles, and that's also why you'll see Waterloo West has a better field goal percentage because they're shooting more near the basket. So.
And so with Linmar not doing as well in both the shooting and the free throw categories, but doing well in the 3-point, how can Linmar overcome that in tonight's game?
You know, it's tough because, I mean, how are you going to stop that? You know, how are you going to prevent that from, how bad is it going to, how much better are they going to do is where it really comes down to it. I mean, if they only do slightly better, you have to give the advantage to Linmar because their prime weakness, they're getting closer. So it's definitely to see. I mean, they'll probably do a better job, but they definitely will not do hopefully will not do as good a job as good as they've been doing.
So, do you think Linmar is going to be able to make it out of this 3-game slump that they've been in before Christmas break started? Do you see them winning tonight?
I could definitely see them winning. It's not really a talent issue. It's a confidence issue. Are they going to come out, tentative, nervous, down on themselves? I mean, the break helps them because they have a couple weeks, to regain their confidence. Probably had a couple good weeks of practice. So it's definitely, as long as their confidence isn't completely shot, I say they have a good chance tonight.
And then Waterloo West, what's one of the main key points that you can think of that would help them either win this game or get it very close?
Denise Cheatham. I mean, that rebounding on the defensive glass, if they get 2, 3, 4 offensive rebounds, on a possession, I mean, then they're almost absolutely going to score. So it's definitely, that's where that void really hurts you because that's a big problem in the game. The turnover margin and offensive rebounds is usually what tells you what team will win.
And we have just about 2 minutes left before the game starts here. Michael, do you have any score predictions at all by chance?
It will definitely be a close game. I think it's going to be, they average 48 and 58. I think it's going to be somewhere in between, like a 55-50 game either way, honestly. I mean, this game's really a toss-up, to be quite honest with you, because I don't know how much the Denise Cheatham victory or loss will, hurt us. So it's definitely a hard to predict type of moment.
All right, now to go completely off topic here, but it's still sports related, so it's okay. The Sugar Bowl, the All-State Sugar Bowl tonight. Who do you think will win that game tonight, Michigan or Virginia Tech?
Well, I'm a Big Ten guy, so obviously I hope Michigan wins, but Virginia Tech, because Michigan I don't think has enough variety on offense.
I personally think that Michigan will still win the game just because they have that Big Ten philosophy and they can always drive towards the end zone. That's just my personal opinion. And we have about 45 seconds left before the game starts here. The teams are lining up for the national anthem. And we'll be right back with the national anthem right after this. And we're back. That was the Linmar Pep Band playing our national anthem. And now we'll be presenting our starters for the evening. For Waterloo West, number 11, Ashley Hill, a 5'1" senior. And for Linmar, number 2, Hannah Yearling, a 5'7" junior. For the Wallhawks, number 21, Courtney Pabst. Number 25, Michaela Stokes, 5'11", senior, sophomore. And for Linmar, number 4, Michaela Brandt, a 5'6" junior. Number 31, Haley Puck, a 6' sophomore for Waterloo West. And number 22, Kristen Eilis, a 5'7" junior for Linmar. And Hannah Schwarzenberger, number 33, a 6' junior. And for Linmar, number 34, Courtney Major, a 5'9" junior for Linmar. And number 41, Zinka Durek, a 5'10" senior for Waterloo West. And number 50, a 6'2" junior, Alexis Lippenguth. And those are your starting lineups for tonight, and we'll be just about ready to go. She might be out. I don't know what she has. And Alexis Limguth and Schwarzenberger are both in for the jump ball. And Waterloo West starts with the ball. Hook takes the ball up court for Waterloo West. Puck calling off shots, trying to find someone to go to. Over to Hill. Back to Puck. Still trying to find someone open. Over to Durek. Durek with the ball. Trying to find someone open. Over to Puck. Looking around the court. Over to Hill. And Stokes with the ball. Over to Puck. Hill, Stokes, still trying to find someone open. They're taking a lot of time here to find someone open. Durek over to Hill. Almost tried to pass the ball, but no one was around. And so Puck still has the ball. Durek with the ball. Over to Hill. Durek with the ball, going in for the shot, and didn't make it. But she gets the ball back. And Puck going for the shot, passes it off to Schwarzenberger, and the pass is blocked, and it'll be a foul on Linmar, and so it'll be Waterloo West ball. Dirk with the ball, with the long ball, and this good for 3.
That was great defense on Linmar until they inbounded the ball. That was a minute-long possession. They only got 3 points out of it. So
Major with the ball, over to Eilis. Back to Major, still trying to find someone open. Brandt way open. Over to Eilis, and she gets it up for the shot, but it's no good, and Liverguth almost got it, but Hill grabs the ball for the Wallhawks. And Durek with the ball. Over to Hill. Over to Puck with the long ball, and it's no good. Eilis with the rebound. And Brandt will take the ball up court. Major with the ball, trying to find someone open. Oh, back over to Brant. Isles with the ball, back to ball is swatted by number 31, Haley Puck. For Waterloo West, it'll still be Linmar ball. Major to take the ball out of court. Yearling with the ball over to Brant, trying to weave her way through the defense over to Yearling. And Limongood with the long arm ball. And Islos with the ball, and it's no good. Yearling comes up with a rebound, but the ball's ripped out, and it'll be Linmar ball.
That's definitely a good side for Linmar. An offensive rebound, that's definitely something to build on.
And so Brant will take the ball over to Major with a long three. And Brant with another long three, and this one's no good. And Hill comes up with the ball. Both Brant and Major seem to be the big three-point makers for Linmar.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a good sign, though. 2 offensive rebounds on that possession. Maybe they won't struggle on rebounding as much as we thought they would.
Puck with the ball, trying to find someone open over to Stokes, and she gets the ball up, but it's no good. And the ball rolls out of bounds. And it'll be Linmar ball. And
No,
number
West.
20, Jenna Harms, comes in for the Lions. Excuse me, it'll be West ball. Derek with the ball, trying to find something open. Calling off shots, telling people where to go. Puck with the ball, back to Derek. And Puck with the ball again. Over to Derek. Taking the shot, and it's no good. And Jenna Harms comes up with the grab. Brandt taking the ball up. Yearling with her layup, and it's good.
Great pass by Michaela Brandt.
And Puck takes the ball up court for the Wahawks. Hill with the ball over to Stokes. Could have been an easy point right there. And Hill driving the ball up court over to Durek. And Durek with the shot, and it's no good. Libenguth reaches up for the rebound. And Brandt takes the ball up court. Major to Brandt. Major with the ball again. This time back over to Brandt. And Brandt with the three-pointer, and it's no good. And there's a foul. And number 22, Kristen Isles, comes back in for the Lions. Hill taking the ball up for the Wahawks. Over to Puck. Limar playing heavy defense. And traveling on the Wahawks. So it'll be Linmar ball. Brandt taking the ball up court. Telling people where they need to go. Over to Yearling. Looking around, finding someone open. Over to Brandt, back to Yearling with the long ball, and it's no good. And the Wahawks recover the rebound. And Puck driving her way in, but there's traveling on the Wahawks again. Traveling seems to be getting this team alive somehow.
Yeah, it's definitely been a slow-paced game so far for both teams. Only 5 points scored, and we're over halfway through the first quarter.
Isles with the ball over to Brandt. Yearling with the ball over to Isles with the long ball, and this one's no good, but Yearling comes up with a rebound. And there's a foul on the Wahawks. And the foul was on Haley Puck. That'll be her first foul for the night, and her team's first foul of the night. Brandt trying to drive the ball up, and Yearling, the shot is blocked, and Puck taking the ball up. Long ball over to Durek, excuse me. Hill with the ball over to Puck. Still trying to find a way to get through that Lidmar defense. Hill driving her way through. And another traveling call.
they're taking off before they start dribbling. You can't do that. It's basketball. It's not football.
They're not following the fundamentals of
Yeah.
basketball here.
It's, I think they might be a little nervous. I mean, 2 years ago, Limar won the state championship. We're a basketball powerhouse, and obviously they've been making a lot of mental mistakes.
And the ball goes out of bounds on West, and it'll be Limbar ball still. Libenguth with the ball over to Brandt, driving her way up over to Yearling. And another traveling call. Now there's traveling on both teams. What is going on tonight?
I don't know. Maybe someone told them that they weren't playing basketball tonight or something because they're running without dribbling the ball.
And so Puck will take the ball up for the Wahawks. Calling off plays. And Hill just couldn't reach the pass. And so Lindmar will take the ball from out of bounds. And Brand taking the ball up court. Calling off something. And Harms trying to drive the ball up court and over to Ilis, who doesn't get the shot in.
Ilis definitely rushed that shot right there. She had a wide open shot. She needed to set her feet. She tried to just caught it and pushed it up there.
And number 30, Kelsey Duggan, comes in for the Lions. We'll see if this depth of the Lions roster can really help their game now that they lost two of their seniors. And the ball goes out of bounds on the Wahawks again.
And not just two of their seniors. There are only two seniors. So that's a big blow.
So Brant will take the ball up court for the Lions. Over to Major. Way over to Duggan. And Brant Major with the ball, and it's no good. And Durek taking the ball up court for the Wahawks. And she goes for the shot herself. Shot is blocked, but there's a foul on Libenguth. And so Derek will take a couple of free throws, and we'll see how well she does.
That's two on Libenguth. I probably pronounced that wrong, but
Nah, that's fine.
that's a big blow. I mean, she was the replacement for Cheatham, and she's in foul trouble. So now we really have to see if we struggle with rebounding.
And with Durek, a 80.3% free throw shooter, she gets both of her free throws in. And so Duggan with the ball over to Major, but the ball is swatted out of her hands by Schwarzenberger. And Puck taking the ball up court for the Wahawks. Hill back to the Puck. And Durek with the ball trying to find something to get through. And she just jumps her way through. And it'll be Lindmar ball.
That was a great job by Ilis of boxing out the taller defender and taller player and grabbing that rebound and really drew that over the back foul.
And coming back into the game is number 2, Hannah Yearling. And Brent with the ball for the Lions. Yearling trying to find something open. And another traveling call on the Lions.
This is starting to get ridiculous now. That's what, 5, 6 travels so far in this quarter?
I believe so. It's been a really slow game too. Yearling playing some heavy defense, already swatting the ball out of the air. And Puck with the ball for Waterloo West. And Hill trying to find something to work with here. And Durek trying to get her way to the basket, and she doesn't get it in. And Ilis with the rebound. Brandt taking the ball up court. And she goes for her own shot and doesn't make it, and there's a foul on the play.
Hill for West. Actually, you can tell they're so tentative because Hill, there was a huge void in the zone. She got the ball, and she had just an easy path to the basket, and she just passed the ball off. I mean, you could even see her teammates, like, pointing to that boy in the zone. So it's definitely been a tentative pass. I mean, except for Michaela Brandt. Michaela Brandt's been attacking the basket. The problem is that they're all converging on the lane, so she can't get a shot up.
And Michaela Brandt gets both of her free throws in, and that brings it to a 4-5 game. And Puck with the long ball, and this one's good for 3. And at the end of the first quarter, our score here is Waterloo West 8, Linn-Mar 4. We'll be right back with more LMTV live coverage right after this.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
That's not even Puck making all the shots. Oh, excuse me. And we're back. And after the first quarter, our score here at Linn-Mar High School is Waterloo West Wahawks 8 to the Linn-Mar Lions 4.
That was definitely the slowest varsity basketball game I've seen all season.
Definitely.
12 points in 8 minutes, and 6 of them were on Waterloo West prayers, pretty much. They got the ball and just kind of heaved it towards the basket from behind the three-point line. Luckily, they made it.
And number 43, Blair Thomas, comes in for the Wahawks. And Puck trying to go for a three-pointer. And Blair Thomas is just all over the place in there for the Wahawks. She helped Durek with a easy layup.
That was definitely the problem we thought might happen coming in the game. And it definitely made it worse that Lemon had to come out for foul trouble.
And Brandt taking the ball up court for herself. And there's another foul. As soon as Thomas came into the game, Waterloo West seemed to just light up. I don't know how that really happened. There must have been a spark that happens whenever Blair Thomas gets into the game for the Wahawks.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean, she's pretty much their highest scorer. And most efficient shooter, definitely. 63% is crazy.
And Puck taking the ball up for the Wahawks. Telling people where they need to go. And Thomas with the long ball, but this one air balls, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you can just see that's definitely not her strength. That's only her 11th attempt of the season, and she's only made 2. So she definitely probably wants to avoid shooting threes from here on out.
And so Linn-Mar brings back in Hannah Yearling and Alexis Limguth. Brandt taking the ball up for herself, over to Yearling, driving the ball up to the basket, but the shot's no good, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Linn-Mar ball. 10-4 game still, and with 6.5 minutes left in the half. Brandt driving the ball up for herself, and that shot's no good also. And there's a foul.
Brandt's been very impressive in this game. She's not getting the points that she's getting. I think she will eventually start. The points will eventually come, but she's been really the only player on either side that's tried to drive to the basket. I mean, and she's drawing all sorts of fouls. Most of them on the ground, but she's 3 for 3 from the line so far, so that's good. Hopefully I didn't jinx her.
And she makes her 4th one as well for the night. And so Puck will take the ball up court for the Wahawks. Heavy defense coming out of the Lions. And Durek trying to find someone open. Over to Hill. And Puck with the ball, driving up for herself. And Islas comes up with a rebound. And another traveling call on the Lions.
This is crazy. I mean, it's varsity girls basketball, and they're traveling pretty much all the time. There seems like every other possession they're traveling.
And Durek comes in for the layup and is good. Brandt with the ball over to Yearling. Brandt with the ball over to Major, trying to find something for herself. And Yearling driving the ball up for herself, and it's no good. And Thomas comes up with a rebound. Puck take the ball up court for the Wallhawks. And Durek trying to find someone open over to Hill, over to Puck. And Puck almost missed the ball, and it rolls over half court, and it'll be Linmar ball.
You know, people that maybe just joined us, a 6-point lead may not seem much, but the way this game has gone, 6 points might be enough to hold the lead. 12 points might be enough to hold a lead for midway through the third quarter.
And Yearling with the ball, trying to find something open, and she throws it wide out of bounds. Pass was intended for Michaela Brandt, but the ball flies right out of bounds for Waterloo West.
That's been a big story for both teams. Way too many turnovers. You know, that's why the score is only 12-6 almost halfway through the second quarter.
And Durek with the ball. She's going to try to drive it in for herself, but the ball is tipped off of Major's hands, and it'll still be Waterloo West ball. And Puck with the ball over to Hill, and she might drive it in for herself. And the ball is swatted by Major out of Blair's hands. And Major comes up with the ball on a pass. And Yearling comes up with the ball, and there's a foul drawn. And the foul is going to be on Linmar. Excuse me, its foul is going to be on Waterloo West. And Hannah Yearling will go for the free throws. Yearling is a 34.6%.
Now we'll go down a little bit.
I hope I didn't just jinx her on these. And she made 1 out of 2. And so Puck will take the ball up court for the Wallhawks. Yelling across the court to tell the teammates where they need to go. She drives up the court over to Hill, and she goes for the long ball, and this one bounces off the rim, and it rolls out of bounds for a Linmar ball. And number 42, Carly Rader, comes into the game for the Lions. Bryant taking the ball up court for the Lions. Bryant with the ball still. Over to Yearling, way over to Major with a long three, and it's no good. But it comes up, Waterloo West ball. And the long ball over to Durek. And a short one over to Puck. Puck trying to find someone open. Over to Thomas. Schwarzenjuber with the ball. And a foul on the Lions. Number 2, Hannah Yearling.
If you remember, Thomas' first 3 attempts, she airballed, and she just had another wide open 3 attempt, and you saw her look up, and then she second-guessed herself and pulled it back down.
And his timeout is taken by Waterloo West. We'll be right back with more Linmar live action right after this.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day, And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
And we're back with 3 minutes, 44 seconds left of the first half. Our score here is the Wahawks 12, the Lions 7. And Thomas taking the ball up court. And Schwarzenjuber with the ball over to Hill, trying to find someone open. Back to Schwarzenjuber. And Lippenguth playing heavy defense on Schwarzenjuber. Over to Hill. Hill trying to find someone. Over to Thomas, and she gets the layup in.
That was a great post move by Thomas. She saw that Lippenguth is definitely not as strong as Thomas is, and she definitely took advantage of that and backed her right under the hoop.
And so Brandt has the ball over to Major, back to Brandt, over to Yearling. And Lippenguth with the ball, and she doesn't make the shot. So the foul's on Waterloo West, and the Lions are now in the bonus, meaning whenever there's another foul called, they go right up to the free throw line. Brandt with the ball, trying to find someone open. Over to Major, over to Lippenguth. And the ball is taken right out of the air by Hill, and she could have gone for the basket, but she stops. Over to Durek, and she goes for the three ball, and it's no good, and Major comes up with the rebound. Over to Brandt. Hill playing heavy defense, and she gets caught for it.
Limar will be in the 1-1 now. And people that just joined, I mean, you think by the score and how deep into the game that this would just be great defense. And it's been good defense, but mostly this has just been complete mental out of it on both sides. I mean, there's been 7, 8 travels between both teams, which is completely unacceptable.
And so Hill will take the ball up court. Over to Durek. And Thomas knocks over Jenna Harms and gets the score. And so Brandt trying to find Major. Over to Rader. And Harms with the ball over to Yearling, trying to get the ball up, and it's no good, and there's a foul on the play.
And you wonder if maybe this was strategy. If you look up and down, we only have a couple good free throw shooters. But for the most part, we are not a good free throw shooting team for the majority of the team. And one of our better three-point shooters was Cheatham, and obviously she's not here. So I'm wondering maybe if they were told, don't give up an open layup, foul, because we haven't been making them.
And Yearling doesn't make either of her free throw attempts. And so Puck will take the ball over to Hill. Schwarzenegruber over to Puck. And Thomas with the ball, and she gets the layup, and it's good.
You can just see how big of a loss Cheatham is now because Blair Thomas is just having her way down low.
And Brandt takes the ball. And she gets the layup up, no good. And Durek driving the ball up court. And Hill with the ball over to Schwarzenegruber. Durek with the ball. Schwarzenegruber trying to find something open. The ball is swatted by Carly Ryder. And West gets it back into Hill's hands. Over to Schwarzenegruber. Durek with the ball, trying to get around the defense. And she tries for the shot herself. She gets the easy layup. Seems like the Linn-Mar defense is just falling apart now.
It is. This has just been a very poor showing, and now you can very clearly see that Linn-Mar has a lot of question marks due to the loss of Cheatham.
And Ryder gets the free throw up and the layup up, and it's good. 30 seconds left in the first half. Hill taking the ball up court for the Wahawks. And Dirk with the ball over to Thomas. Thomas gets the easy layup up.
And that's not bad defense. That's just you can't do anything. You can't do anything about it. You have to start double teaming Blair Thomas. A zone's not gonna work because we don't have that Cheatham down low that can match her strength. So she's just having a way, especially Livengood's in foul trouble. There's no one else down there that can stop her. She's just posting up and getting easy layups.
And Bryant with another free throw up and good. She'll have one more. With 6.7 seconds left in the half, the score 22-10. The Wahawks are up. And Bryant gets her second free throw up. And Hill takes the ball up for the Wahawks. 5 seconds left in the game. And Durek timing their shot right, and the shot's no good. And so at halftime, our score here is Waterloo West Wahawks 22, Linn-Mar Lions 11. We'll be right back with our halftime show right after this.
LMTV does news, but there's so much more. We are live sports, live arts, live weather. We run the stadium Jumbotron and bring you the latest school news on Twitter. We keep you informed every hour, every day, and we're always online. Come join our team. At LMTV, we are Linn-Mar.
And here are your Linn-Mar Varsity Poms performing at our halftime show. We are.
The 9/11 Memorial will honor my partner and the officers who responded that morning.
It's for my brother.
And my 343 brothers who didn't make it.
It's about hope for the future.
So we always remember September 11th.
For my husband who never came home.
And the first responders who saved my life.
This shows the world that we can rebuild.
That we are united.
And that we are strong.
Because the best of humanity can overcome the worst hate.
It's for all the heroes like my dad.
This year, the National September 11th Memorial opens in New York City. Join us to honor, remember, and reunite. You can help right now by texting the word HOPE to 80088 to give $10.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Linn-Mar High School, where our score here is Waterloo West 22, Linn-Mar 11. Michael, what's happened to Linn-Mar so far tonight, and in the last few games in general? What's happened over the course of the last few games? They've been losing a lot, and they just can't seem to focus.
They had that good start. But now it seems, just like I said at the beginning, their confidence clearly is still not there. They're very unsure of themselves. They're playing very tentative. They're not attacking the basket, and they're not really playing aggressive defense. I mean, yeah, the loss of Cheatham really hurt, but Thomas is not that, strong where she should have just her total way. Like, no one was stopping her at the end of that second quarter. I mean, it was ridiculous. And not only that, offensively, we could not score the ball. There was poor ball movement, a lot of people just standing around. Michaela Brandt had to do pretty much everything.
What does Linn-Mar have to do then if they're to stop Waterloo West from winning this game?
Well, one, they have to play better defense, and they especially have to limit the turnovers. Like, 4 or 5 traveling is unacceptable. You cannot travel that much or throw the ball out of bounds or double dribble, carry. You can't do that stuff if you're trying to win a basketball game. It's crazy. I mean, a couple weeks ago, they looked like, a potential state contender. Now they look like, an 0-4, 0-5 team. It's not looking good at this point for Linn-Mar.
And so at the start of this second half, we're going to have the Linn-Mar start with the ball here. And so Brandt will take the ball up court. And Brandt's trying to find someone open. Over to Ios. And Brandt with the long three, and this one's good. Maybe this will be the start of something coming back.
That was great offense, great ball movement. That's definitely what we did not have in that first 2 quarters, yeah.
And so Islas comes up with a nice steal, and Brandt will take the ball up, and Yearling with the ball over to Islas. And it looks like Waterloo and it looks like Hill and Islas are really fighting over the ball there.
Yeah, and Islas tried to get the ball back because she had Michaela Brandt wide open in the same spot. So she saw her and she could not get the ball away from Hill. Great defense by Waterloo West.
Hill with the ball. Trying to pass it off. The ball is kicked away.
I'm telling you, they think it's soccer. They do not think it's basketball. They're running before they start dribbling.
Hill with the ball again for the Wallhawks. Over to Schwarzengruber. And Thomas bobs the ball, but she gets it back over to Durek. And Thomas with the ball again. She tries to get the layup up. She gets the basket underneath instead. And Brandt taking the ball up after the Livinguth rebound. And the ball is swatted out of Brandt's hands right into Thomas's hands. She goes for the easy layup.
See, they look better on defense. In those first 2 possessions, they were doing very good on offense. But that was exactly what they were doing in the first half. Very lazy, not making safe passes.
And Brandt with a no-good 3-point attempt. Over to Hill. And Thomas just got that ball in easily. Lindenguth wasn't there to cover her at all.
I mean, it was a breakdown, but at that point, you can't just not protect her, foul or, don't let her get that shot up.
And Ilas with the long three, and this one's good.
This is Linbar definitely looks like a different team in this half. They've already matched half their points in about 2 minutes from the first half.
And a foul on Linmar. And that'll be Hannah Yearling's second foul for the night. And number 10, Sarah Strahl, comes into the game for the Lions. And Schwarzenegger with the ball over to Thomas. A little lazy pass. And the ball swatted out of Thomas's hands by Strahl. And so it'll still be Waterloo West ball. Durek with the ball, trying to get it up, but the dribble is cut short, and looks like Linmar will get the ball. And Brandt taking the ball up court for the Lions. 5:20 left to play in this quarter. And timeout is taken. Excuse me, no timeout. No timeout. And number 20, Jenna Harms, comes into the game for the Lions.
Now Lindenguth has to be very careful. She's our only possible answer for Thomas's domination. She cannot pick up a fourth foul in this quarter.
And Lindenguth comes up with a nice rebound. And Major driving the ball down court very quickly. And Harms with the ball quickly over, but she can't control the pass, and it goes straight into Schwarzenegger's hands. And now the ball's in Puck's hands. Over to Hill. Schwarzenegger trying to find someone open. Over to Thomas, back to Hill. Still trying to get into the paint. And Thomas back to Hill. Thomas with a long three. And this one's not a three, but it was still points on the board. And Hill, Brandt taking the ball up the court. Calling out shots for her team. And a heavy defense by Puck for Waterloo West. And a timeout is taken by the Lions. We'll be right back with more LMTV live coverage right after this.
Texting is cool. Driving is cool. Texting and driving, not cool.
And we're back, folks, with 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in the third quarter. Our score here is Waterloo West 28, Linmar 17.
Linmar has played a lot better offensively. The problem is they haven't changed much defensively. Thomas is still having her way. She's getting open shots, and she's been their only offense so far. So you think they've been able to.
And Strahl tried to go for the rebound, but Thomas grabs it instead. And Hill with the ball. Over to Schwarzenegger to Thomas, and she gets no, she doesn't get the shot up. And Strahl trying to after the ball, but she can't get to it. Puck with the ball over to Hill, to Schwarzenegger. Hill with the ball to Schwarzenegger, to Thomas, to Hill, and she gets the three ball up, but it's no good. And Waterloo West rebounds it and gets the shot up for two.
That's what you can't have on defense. You play great defense, and then you get lazy at getting the rebound. And another travel.
Another travel on Linmar. Obviously, the refs were sort of upset with this, too, with how that ref just threw the ball.
I mean, because the refs don't want to call those. They want to let the players play. But you can't break the rules. I mean, you have to dribble.
And Hill taking her time way back. Hill is taking a lot of time. Over to Schwarzenegger. Back to Hill. Going to take even more time. Schwarzenegger with the ball. And Hill with the ball.
All right, you can definitely see West's strategy with no shot clock. With no shot clock, they're running off as much time as possible. And now, unfortunately for Limar, they're probably going to have to go into a trap, try to get a steal or make them go aggressive.
Just like that with Yearling blocking the pass inbounds. And it'll still be Waterloo West ball.
You need to be, now Limar has to be very aggressive on defense. You can't just allow them to pass the ball around.
Schwarzenegger with the ball, over to Thomas. Hill with the ball, over to Durick. Over to Hill. Schwarzenegger with the long ball, and this one's no good, and Livenguth comes up with a rebound. Over to Brandt. And she drives the ball up court, over to Harms, and she gets no ball up, but she gets a pass off to Livenguth, and she gets it up.
That was great effort by Livenguth on both sides. She got a defensive rebound, made a good outlet pass, and then ran down the court. Limar missed a shot, but then she was right there to get a rebound and put a shot up.
And Livenguth, a 27.3% free throw shooter, is up at the line. And she makes this free throw. Very good job by Livenguth. She usually doesn't make them based on her stats.
And this is danger time for Waterloo West. Thomas, who's been their only offense, has 4 fouls. Not quite 4 fouls, but 4 fouls. So one more foul and she's out. One more foul and she's out of the game.
And a foul on Linmar.
Livenguth got lucky there. She reached over Thomas's back. Fortunately, they didn't see it.
And so the Wahawks get the score in. And Brandt with the ball over to the pass is stolen by Puck, and she doesn't get the easy layup up.
Oh, that was traveling. Oh, jump ball, but they missed the traveling call. She jumped up and she came back down. Of all the traveling calls they've been calling, they missed an obvious one right there.
Yes, they did. And a timeout is taken by Waterloo West. We'll be right back with more Linmar live action right after this.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
And with about 3 minutes left in this quarter, our score here is Linmar 20, Waterloo West 32. Obviously, it's going to be Linmar starting to resurge back, trying to get back into a rhythm here.
Linmar's looked a lot better on the opposite side of the ball. The problem is Thomas has been so dominant. I mean, she's out of the game right now, so this is a chance for Linmar to make a run because she's been their only scoring for about the last, 10 minutes. So they really need to take advantage of her being out of the game.
So Yearling with the ball over to Brandt with the long three, and this one's no good, but Strahl comes up with the rebound. And there's a foul on Hill. And so Major will take the ball from out of bounds. Over to Livenguth with the almost free throw. And Durick comes up with the rebound, tries to take it up herself.
Libenguth definitely rushed that shot. She caught it and just tried to push it up there. She didn't set her feet and put a good jump shot together.
And Schwarzengruber with the ball. And her shot's no good. And Yearling comes up with the rebound. Brandt with the pass over. And heavy defense by Waterloo West knocks the ball out of Brandt's hands. And so there'll be another foul on what looks like Waterloo West. Excuse me, Linmar. And so Puck to take the ball up court, and she gets tripped up by Sarah Strahl. That looks like a serious injury. Well, it's never good to see any player on the court get hurt like that. But it looks like she's able to tough it out. She'll be good to go. And Puck with the ball over to Thomas. Hill with the ball for Waterloo West. Durick over to Schwarzengruber. Thomas with the ball. And the ball is taken right out of her hands by Major. And Brandt with the ball. And another traveling call on Linmar.
Another travel. All right, it's been ridiculous how much they've been traveling, but I really disagree with that call. I think she was fouled, and that's why she wasn't able to dribble right away.
And here's that foul that they were talking about earlier. Of course, it's against Linmar now. That's Brandt's second foul of the night.
You can tell Linmar's really starting to get frustrated. And poor clock management by Waterloo West. She didn't even throw up a prayer. She just dribbled the clock out.
And so with the third quarter over with, our score here is Waterloo West 32, Linmar Lions 20. We'll be right back with more Linmar live basketball coverage right after this.
LMTV, we are a must. LMTV, we share the news. LMTV, the channel you trust. LMTV, the channel you choose.
LMTV, your school, your news.
And so with the start of the fourth quarter, our score here is Linmar High School, Waterloo West 32. Linmar 20. Now, do you see Linmar as coming back at all, Mike?
Coming back? Yeah, definitely. The problem is that they really had to step on up on defense. They looked very good in offense in that quarter. The problem is that they have not been able to shut down Blair Thomas. Is that her name? Yeah, Blair Thomas. So the problem, and so she has 4 fouls. So check that, she has 3 fouls now. So it's you definitely want to try to keep her from being as effective as she has.
And so Schwarzengruber with the ball over to Durick, and the ball was almost taken out of her hands by Yearling, but she gets it back, and she's taking her time over to Hill, and Schwarzengruber with the ball, little shovel pass over to
another
Thomas.
Travel.
Another travel call. There's just been so many tonight. And so Brandt will take the ball up court for the Lions. The Lions should be in somewhat of a hurry-up mode here. So Major takes the ball, and she gets the shot up, and this one's no good, but Harms gets the rebound.
That'll be a reach-in foul on Puck.
And so it'll be Linmar ball still.
Linmar's in the bonus now. Oh, no, never mind.
West.
Waterloo West is in the bonus.
It's okay. Not everyone can read completely well, but it's all right. And so Brand takes the ball, of course, but her shot is blocked by Waterloo West, and she gets her own shot back. After a huge turn of events, Linmar's Michaela Brandt had her shot blocked, and then Lippengut tried reaching for the ball, got the ball over to Brandt, and then Brandt gets fouled.
That was great effort by Lippengut. That was almost a guaranteed easy layup for Waterloo West. It was 4-on-1, but Lippengut was able to get her hand and knock the ball out and able to tip it to Brandt, and now our best free throw shooter has a chance to get us within 10.
And Sarah Strahl, number 10, comes back into the game for Linmar. And Brandt's second shot is good.
What Linmar has to realize is we're not going to be able to, we don't have to come back in right away. You can chip away at this thing. There's 7 minutes. That's plenty of time. You only need to gain maybe a bad possession, get a couple points, try to get the ball back.
And number 30, Kelsey Duggan, comes into the game for the Lions, and there's already been heavy defense by both sides. And it looks like another foul on Linmar. And that'll be Courtney Major's first foul of the night.
What's important to know is that foul was on the ground, so that means it's a 1-and-1, not two shots.
And Lippengut comes up with the failed free throw attempt rebound. And Strahl comes up with the layup and no good. But it looks like Lippengut's fighting over the ball. She's getting much more aggressive out there.
Yeah, but that is unexcusable. When you're down 10 points, you cannot miss open layups. I mean, that was a beautiful pass by Brandt. Major's got to finish.
But that was also great defense by Lippengut to get the rebound back.
Yeah.
And Major tried to stay in bounds, but just barely couldn't. And so it'll be a Waterloo West ball.
She was actually able to stay in bounds. The problem is when she took the dribble, the ball hit out of bounds, and obviously you can't do that.
And the ball swatted out of bounds by Strahl. Great defense by Linmar in this quarter especially.
Very more aggressive, taking a lot more risks. But Waterloo West definitely is. Oh, she stepped on the line, yes.
And a foul on Waterloo West.
No, out of bounds. She stepped on the line.
Out of bounds, my bad. And so Lippengut comes up with the ball over to Brandt. And Yearling over to Major with the long three, and it's no good. And Strahl tried to reach around for the ball, but it's a foul.
That's where you kind of miss the leadership. It's 6:20 left. You don't need to start intentionally fouling. I mean, there's still plenty of time. It's still 1-and-1, but we'd like to keep it at that. So we don't, every time we foul them, they get two shots.
And Hill's first free throw is good. And Hill, on average, gets about 65% of her free throws. And the second one's also good. So Brandt takes the ball up court in a hustle. And she gets the ball around puck. And Islas with the ball over to Brandt, over to Strahl. Major with the ball, trying to find something open. Over to Brandt with the long three. And this one's good.
Now you got to get on defense. Oh, great steal.
Brandt with the great steal over to Major, and she gets the shot off, and this one's good.
What a turn of events for Linmar. Great defense by Brandt.
And then Major is also going to be at the free throw line at this point.
Timeout Waterloo West. Great play. by Brant. If you've ever seen a videotape of that Reggie Miller play where he made a three, they're down 6, made a three, stole the ball and hit a three. He had 6 points in about 5 seconds.
And we'll be right back. Excuse me, we won't be going to a commercial at this point. But it's always been a much more hustle-up defense by Luminar here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, now you can see like they have a lot more energy in their step. They're starting to get that confidence back, which Waterloo West doesn't want. If judging that Major makes this free throw, we're only down 6. That's very manageable. And a great hit. Brant hit a three, then had a steal, and then fed Major for a great lay-in despite being fouled.
And also that big steal by Brant also definitely jumped up this Limar team, wanting to even drive further and get that win.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe the coaches haven't emphasized on it, but in the sophomore game, Limar pressed all game, and Waterloo West just folded. And the same thing's kind of happening.
And Limar pressuring over Zinkaduris for Waterloo West. And Puck with the ball, trying to find something open. 5:40 left in the game. And another foul. This time the foul's on Linmar.
This will be the last 1-and-1, but West made a mistake. They had a 3-on-1, and they tried to waste time, but 2 points are a lot better.
And the first free throw attempt is good, and the second one as well. And number 2, Yearling, comes back into the game for the Lions as Brant takes the ball up court for the Lions. And Yearling with the jump ball. And this one's taken right out of the air by Durek. And Puck with the ball. And a traveling call.
Moved their pivot foot.
Maybe these teams need to go back to my my recreational leagues that I ref on weekends.
Yeah,
just to get that game thing going.
Maybe at practice tomorrow, I'm guessing both coaches, instead of doing scrimmages and all the fun stuff, they're gonna pretty much make them run and do fundamentals, because them traveling throughout the game is unacceptable.
But then Limar's defense is also pressuring.
Yeah, it's
Waterloo West a lot.
That's true, but this was happening in the first half, so it's not like it's some new thing. They were traveling just as much in the first half as they are in this half, and the same thing for Limar. It's cost them several possessions.
So the 5:18 left in the game. Our score here is Waterloo West 36, Limar 27. Brant with the ball, over to Yearling. Over to Livenguth, trying to find someone open. Over to Eilis with the long three, and this one's no good. And Durek comes up with the rebound. She gets shoved out of bounds.
They're going to call that on Brant, but Brant, yes, she was moving, but the Waterloo West player, I don't know who had the ball, but she was completely out of control. I disagree with that call. Brant was the one that took that hit. That should have been a charge.
And Durek first free throw is good. Durek has 12 points on the night for the Wahawks. And her second one's good as well.
Durek is not someone you want to send to the free throw line. She's an 80% shooter on the season.
Major with the long ball, and this one's no good.
Limar does not need that. It's too early to start heaving up threes.
And Hill with getting heavy defense from the Limar. And with a diving try for the ball, the Wahawks lose the ball out of bounds.
Limar, this is where you need that senior leadership. You do not need to heave up threes in this situation. There's still plenty of time. They've been shooting too many threes. The threes are not going to consistently fall.
Major with the ball. Over to Brandt. Over to Yearling. Brandt again. And Islas with the long three, and this one is good. Sunk that one right in. And Durek with the ball. Heavy defense by Lindmar. 4:15 left in the game. An 8-point game.
Limar needs to get into that trap. They can't. Oh, that's a tough call on Yearling. There's not much you can do about that. You're playing great defense, and the ref calls something like that. I don't know. I just don't agree with that.
It does stop the clock, though, so it does give Lindmar a little bit more of a chance.
It does, but Waterloo West, I mean, she missed that one, but they've been proving time and time again they're a very good free throw shooting team. Where in Lindmar's case, besides really Michaela Brand, Major, we're not.
And Brandt taking the ball up court. Over to Yearling. Trying to find someone open. Over to Brandt.
Yearling got away with another travel there.
And Islas with the ball. Over to Yearling. Brandt with the ball. And Limagoo taking the ball out of the air. And this shot's no good, but she gets her own rebound. And this shot's still no good. And a foul on Waterloo West.
Unfortunately for Lemon Goose, she's only a 27% free throw shooter on the season. So
she has made both of them tonight, though. And she's made 3 of them now.
Yeah. She's done a lot better tonight. Of course, I'm not sure that's accurate. She's only had 11 free throw attempts on the season.
And she's 4 for 4 tonight.
Lemon Goose has played very well. She's definitely filled in good for Cheatham. The problem was in that first half, she was in a lot of foul trouble.
And she was also really tentative whenever she was out on the court, too.
Yeah, she was. She's definitely a lot more aggressive now, and even if Lumar loses this game, this is definitely a game to build on, the second half.
And it'll still be Waterloo West ball after it fell on the ground.
Still, that's important because now another jump ball where we get the ball, so.
And Durek taking the ball up court. Trying to find someone open, still taking time. And the ball is taken right out of her hands, and it looks like it'll be Lindmar ball.
Lindmar called a timeout there. Wait.
Seems like a little miscommunication between the refs.
One ref called travel, but Lindmar called a timeout. So that's what one ref saw it, but another one didn't.
Little arguing going on between the refs, but it's still only a 7-point game with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. And it looks like it might be a timeout.
I think they're going to call it. No, they're going to call a timeout. They got the call right.
All right, so it's a timeout, a 60-second timeout. We'll be right back with Lindmar live basketball action right after this.
Welcome home, man.
LMTV, we are a must. LMTV, we share the news. LMTV, the channel you trust. LMTV, the channel you choose.
LMTV, your school, your news.
And we're back with 3:29 left in the game. Our score here is Waterloo West 39, Linmar 32. Both teams are now in the bonus, and Major has the ball for the Lions. Long ball over to Eilis, and she puts the ball up, and she gets the three. It's going to be a very, very exciting game here, folks.
If I'm Waterloo West, I call a timeout here.
And Hill driving the ball up over to Puck, and
that's the risk of doing the press. I mean, if they beat it, you're in a 2-on-1 situation.
And Brandt almost got the 3-point up, but looks like there was interference with the hoop, with the wiring.
I think maybe they called a foul. What was it?
They pointed up at the wiring on the
Yeah,
hoop.
but usually that means out of bounds, doesn't it?
Oh, it came out of bounds.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense then.
And so Puck taking the ball up, and Thomas getting that ball up again. Linmar's just got to cover her.
That's what happens if they beat the press. Now you're in a bad situation on defense.
And it looks like a foul on Waterloo West.
Linmar's in the bonus, so now Michaela Brandt will get to shoot a couple free throws. It will be a 1-and-1.
And on average this season so far, Michaela Brandt shoots 64.3%.
I think that's probably gotten up tonight because she's been shooting very well from the free throw line.
And the first free throw is good. You can see that smile on her face going, yes, I finally got it.
This is definitely not you definitely do not need to panic yet if it's Linmar.
And the second one is up and good. And so Michaela Stokes, number 25, comes back into the game. And Durek driving the ball up court, and it looks like there's a foul.
That will be on Yearling, but that was a smart foul. She was about to feed Thomas, and Thomas was about to get another layup. The problem is she just fouled Waterloo West's best free throw shooter, Durek, who is over 80% on the season.
You could probably chalk that up to even 81% after tonight. And both free throw attempts were good. And a timeout is taken by Waterloo West. We'll be right back with more Linmar live basketball action right after this.
"7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step."
And we're back with 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the game. Our score is Waterloo West Wahawks 45, Linmar Lions 37. And so Major taking the ball for the Lions, and the shot's up, but it's no good. And Yearling with a rebound, and then there's a foul on the play.
That's just going to drive the Waterloo West coach crazy, because the one thing you don't want to do in this situation is foul, because now we can get 2 points without any time running off the clock. That's a very poor decision by Waterloo West.
Yeah, it's a dead silence here in the gym. The first free throw attempt is good. And the second one's also good.
That's big for Linmar. Now we're down 6 points, much more. It's still about the same, but it's definitely.
It's still much more manageable than last time. And the ball is tipped by Strahl, and the ball is saved, but Strahl keeps the ball. And Brandt driving the ball up court, and she draws up a foul.
Brandt did a great job in drawing the foul, and once again, Waterloo West fouled in that situation, which is a big mistake. But not only that, if Thomas doesn't touch that ball, it's still their ball. Instead, she tried to save it, and it's now Linmar's.
And the first free throw is good by Brandt. That brings it to a 5-point game. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left in the game. And the second one's no good.
Oh, big mistake
and
there
Stokes
by
with the
Linmar.
long. She doesn't get the layup. All that room, and she doesn't get the layup.
Yeah, she was fouled, though, before she got it up.
So Stokes at the free throw line. And the first free throw is good. Brings it back up to a 6-point game.
Michaela Stokes is a 50% free throw shooter, so if it goes by the stats, she'll miss this one, but you never know.
She airballs it. I guess you're right there, Michael.
Yeah. Well, the problem with airballing a free throw is not only do you lose a chance of getting off with a rebound, but Linmar doesn't have to run any clock off. They can roll the ball up the court.
And so Brandt with the ball. Over to Duggan, over to Eilis, but the ball is tipped out of the air. And there's been some heavy defense, and it looks like Brandt took quite a tumble.
That, I hate to be, criticizing Linmar too much, but you can't have turnovers if you're trying to make a comeback. Haley Puck is a 67% free throw shooter.
And the first free throw is good by Puck. Coming into the game for Brandt was Courtney Major, and coming to the game for Duggan is Jenna Harms, number 20. And the second free throw is good. Brings it up to an 8-point game. Minute 50 left.
Was that 5 fouls on Brandt?
That must have been. And Harms with the three, and it's good. And there's another foul on Linmar.
That's 5 on Yearling. So Yearling is also done.
And so Ryder will come into the game for Yearling. 2 Linmar players have already fouled out tonight. That's quite a shock. They don't have much more depth to go.
Yeah.
And so the first free throw by Puck is good.
Brandt is a huge loss because she's probably our best 3-point shooter.
And the second free throw is also good. Brings up to a 7-point game for the Wahawks. Major over to Duggan. All the way over to Harms. Dumps it off, but there's a foul.
Once again, Waterloo West not understanding the situation. You cannot foul a player when you have a lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
Harms at the free throw line. And the first free throw is good.
That will put her at 5 for 5 for the season.
It's not bad. And the second one is no good. And Durek comes up with a rebound, driving all the way down the court for Wahawk. And it looks like another foul.
Durek, once again, their best free throw shooter, and that's got to be frustrating.
The Wahawks will keep putting it in her hands though until the game's over with. And the first free throw is good. Duggan coming back into the game for Ryder.
You can already see Linmar's definitely going small to try and get some threes.
And the second free throw is also good. Major taking the ball up court.
Major's taking way too long.
She's trying to find someone open. Over to Eilers. Over to Major with the long three, and this one's no good. But the ball is knocked right out of Thomas's hands by Major.
Unfortunately, unless something crazy happens, I'd say this one's starting to get out of the reach for Linmar.
And so Puck will take the ball up court. Minute left in the game. 52-44 game.
Linmar's got a foul. They can't foul Durick though. Foul.
And they foul Hill.
Hill is a 65% free throw shooter, so I don't know if that's exactly the person you want to send to the line, but
The Wildhawks leaving all their players on the other side of the court. .50 seconds in the game. First free throw missed. And the second one was made. And Ryder comes into the game for Duggan.
They're going to put Hill up so Linmar can't just roll it up the floor. Major has to sprint up the floor. I know she can't. It's much too, she needs to be much more urgent.
And Thomas gets the rebound. And Puck taking her time up the court. And now she's getting up there.
Yeah, Linmar is probably going to lose this game, but we saw a lot of heart, a lot of effort. They definitely put in a lot of effort into this second half. They tried. I mean, they were trying their hardest they wore their heart on their sleeve in this one. An incredible effort by Michaela Brandt. I think she scored like 24 points. I think is what she scored.
Something like that, I think. And both free throws were good by Hill. The Lions taking the ball up court, and the ball is grabbed right out of the air. And Durick taking the time out of the clock. And Hill with the ball with 5 seconds left in the game. Durick just holding the ball for the rest of the game. And that's the end of the game. Our final score here is the Waterloo West Wildhawks 55, Linmar Lions 44. The Waterloo West goes on to a 7-4 record, while the Linmar Lions go to 6-5. Michael, how did you see that game go?
Well, Linmar put a lot of effort in that fourth quarter. They almost came back. I saw a lot of good things. What really cost them was that very bad first half. But there's a lot of stuff to build on that second half. I would not be surprised if Linmar goes on to go on a winning streak after this.
And so, from the entire cast and crew of LMTV, we thank you for watching. Join us again next Friday as the Linmar boys take on their next opponent on the schedule. I can't remember the name of them. Thank you for watching tonight.